3rd chapter. I'm just going to read one verse, and then I'm going to go to Daniel 2nd chapter and the 21st verse. So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and the first verse, it simply says, Papa, you don't have to get up, stay down there. Rest yourself. I like to see you resting. You the surgeon. Actually, you're the hardest working man. Sorry, Bishop, you second place.
As long as I'm a place.
Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, 1st verse says, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. I'm going to say that again. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And I want you to remember that I said you come here with a purpose. Then in Daniel 2nd 21 it says, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. You may be seated. If I was to title this, I could call it a time in the season, or I could say the necessity of changing your course of life. Sometimes we have to turn things around and change the course of our lives.
All right.
We have to do that in order to set back in time, order, and catch up in our seasons. These are two very interesting pieces of scripture which deals with time. Time, as he mentioned, which gives us a chance to achieve our purpose in life once we come to understand it. Let me say it this way. God gave time the purpose of allowing us to fulfill our purpose in life. That's a powerful statement. And I know some of you didn't get it, because right now you might have been thinking about what's on the other side of that door. So I'm going to say it again. God gave time the purpose of allowing us to fulfill our purpose in life. And I think that is a lesson we should teach each other beginning in our youth, so we can learn not to waste any of it.
All right, Lord.
We waste too much time. We waste too much time doing too many things unnecessary. We need to realize that we came here with a predetermined purpose from God. We got to understand that. And I don't think many people understand that today. We have a predetermined purpose from God. And time, which is something else that God created, it gives us that opportunity. However, many of us become a casualty of life. And so we don't live up to our full potential. We're not serving our purpose because we face life casually.
All right.
That's how you become a casualty of life. You face life casually, as if you got plenty of time.
Hello.
Then you find out. You start out. You get through adolescence. Then you get grown. then you get middle age, then you get old, and then you look back and you find out that you didn't take advantage of the time that was offered to you. Is that right? We just simply waste time from day to day. We don't admit to ourselves we need guidance.
All right.
Something pulls our attention and get us off of our timing, get us out of our season. And we never admit that we need counseling so we can get counsel and get back in time and get back in season. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what title you have. I don't care how long you've been here. Everybody needs some counseling sometime.
Amen.
I need counseling. You need counseling. Anytime we are in the same place, 50 years, 40 years, not advancing spiritually, and we know we're not advancing physically because we're on the decline. Anytime we reach a certain age and we haven't advanced financially, we are lacking. We become a casualty. We become a casualty because we take life casual. As a nation of God's people, we should realize that our purpose is to bring down that kingdom.
All right.
We're not interested in bringing down no kingdom. We're interested in being Americans.
Amen.
Or Babylonians. No matter who you are, you need some counseling sometime to get back in your time, get back in season, get back in your purpose. And where do we find that counseling? Well, I find it in the Word of God. That is a principle in God's kingdom. To read the Word of God, to know the Word of God, to let God download His principles in your mind and in your life. Otherwise, you'll be a 30, 40, 50-year-old fool.
All right now. Say that. Say that.
Death be knocking at the door.
Yeah.
You ain't ready for it.
All right now.
As I said, as a spiritual leader, it is my responsibility to help you find your God-given purpose.
All right.
But many of the people have been connected to this world of doubt and faithlessness. I can stand up here today and look at someone and say, you got the gift for this and you got the talent for that. And they will say, Pastor, you don't know what you're talking about. Because you don't want to get in time or be in your season.
All right now.
You don't have faith.
Yeah.
You want to say you got faith, but every time you're asked to do something, you can't do it. Can't and the word faith don't coincide with each other.
All right now.
When you exercise faith, you got to let can't go. Most of us, we like to live in the dimension of time past. So many of us live in yesterday, which has no relevance in today. Because that season has passed. You can't change nothing back there. So it is time to come and live in your present. And pray that God to get you into your tomorrow.
All right now.
And what do I mean when I say living in your yesterday? You can't do nothing about yesterday. If you was married and you got divorced, that was yesterday. Get over it. Move on.
Amen.
Don't be angry. Move past it. If you were sick yesterday and God has healed your body, don't claim it today. Move past it.
Amen.
We spend too much time in the past. In fact, a lot of people live their whole lives in the past.
Amen.
They never catch up with the present.
Amen.
And so how do they think they're going to get into eternity? You see, because God gave us this time to see if we deserve eternity. That's why He created time. You cannot get into eternity thinking like you're thinking now. None of us. We all got to let go and grow.
Yeah.
All right now.
And God, in His infinite wisdom, He knew that. Because if Adam had ate off that tree, then he would have got an eternity with all that disobedience that he had in him. And that's the way it is with you. You talk about you want to go to heaven, but God ain't going to let you into eternity thinking like you thinking now.
All right now.
Because you think you got a better solution. You think you can change the laws of eternity. See, God don't deal in time. That ain't for God. God deals in eternity. He's forever and ever and ever. So He gives you time to prepare yourself for forever.
Hallelujah. That's it.
But you can't see in that dimension yet. Because you're still listening at the prince of the air. You're being influenced by the prince of the air. You're being connected to this world. This world will not be in eternity. And as I said, our purpose in life, past, present, and future, is to have dominion on earth and advance the kingdom of God, to put Satan on our feet and not at the forego of our thinking. Then, like I said in Revelation 12 and 9, it says, Satan has deceived the whole world. Therefore, you have been deceived. You really think there's nothing wrong with you being a part-time church folk.
All right.
But let me tell you, part-time church folks, hypocritical Christians, ain't going to make it into eternity.
All right now.
Eternity is not for them kind of people. I had to come to grasp with that myself. Because for years I wore all them titles. Church person, hypocrite Christian. I had a couple more, hypocrite preacher, crazy man. I had all them titles. Fornicator, I had all them titles. But I had to come to grip that none of that's going into eternity.
That's right. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So I had to come to grip with myself. I had to realize, you know what? I got to let everything and everybody go that's trying to keep me out of eternity, because that's my destination. To be eternity with God. And I only got this time and this season to do it. Now let me give you some examples of people that's out of season. If you're 70, 80 years old, and sitting up here right now and ain't got 15 cents in your pocket, you're out of season.
All right now.
Because you're supposed to make sure back there when in time of your past that you was working towards this season.
All right now. Teach today.
Instead of settling and letting people convince you not to get your education, convincing you that the club had it going on, that you got plenty of time to get things right. You look around, now you're at that age. Did you ever get it right? You're out of season. You was out of time. And even now, you see people now, I mean, I don't knock education. I like education. I like to see people going back to school. But why, if you're going back to school, why you didn't stay there when you was there? Because you got out of season. And now you're trying to go back in time. You can't get in eternity going backwards. Because time is study moving forward. And instead of listening at the word of God, instead of confessing to yourself that you made a mistake, instead of repenting and turning, because he'll do that. I know he'll do that because he has restored me into my season. And it is no secret what God can do. What he done for others, he'll do the same thing for you.
Oh, yes, he will.
He'll put you, he'll wipe out them 20 or 30 years you made the mistake and give you day one.
All right.
Because he's a God of a second chance.
Second chance.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
But you got to have sense enough to realize when you're getting that chance. So you can't connect to this world. Because you're not here to stay in this world. You're only here for a purpose. One of the purposes is to advance the kingdom of God. The second purpose is to see if you fit in to eternity. And the devil will fool you. He'll fool you. God created time for us. He gave us a season to grow so we could win the real prize. And many of us are striking out. And when I mention the word strike out, I'm almost through. I'm going to let you go. Because we got a long day. But there was a picture that I used to watch, and I used to like to watch this picture. It reminds me of the promise of eternity. The picture is called Brewster's Million. Maybe some of you have seen Brewster's Million. And it's a picture where there was a rich uncle who left his nephew $1 million. But he gave him a month to spend it, but he had to do it in a certain length of time, and he could not waste it. And so his nephew went around and got all his buddies, and he started spending money on things that he wanted to do. But at the end, he could not have any money. And it just so happened that as he was trying to get rid of money, somebody was always bringing him some more. That's how it is with you when you're trying to get into eternity, you're trying to get into God's kingdom. Somebody that never gave you nothing always got something to give you. Somebody that didn't have a moment of time for you always got time for you. You can't hardly read the Bible because now they're on the phone talking to you all day. But this young man, he knew that at the end, if he could get rid of all this $1 million, that he was going to get his real inheritance, which was $12 million. And so nevertheless, he finally got rid of this money, and he was able to get the $12 million. He got his inheritance. And that's the way it is with you and eternity. If you can solve the problems of your flesh and get into God's word and live according to his plan, then you will inherit eternity. But as long as you stay here in this time and in this season thinking you're going to do things your way, you're going to inherit the gates of hell. So, what's your answer? It ain't up to God, it's up to you. It's up to you. Where will you spend eternity? See, nothing from nothing leaves what? Nothing. Mathematically speaking. if it leaves nothing, that's nothing in all things. See, you can speak that in any language, you can speak that to any problem, you can speak that to any cause. If you do nothing, you're going to get nothing, because nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So get into your season, deal with your time, and get into eternity by being obedient children of God. May God bless you, and may have a smile upon you.
Yeah.